All right, FloTrack here outside of Stade de France here in Paris after the first morning session of the track and field competition here at the Olympic Games. Here with Ryan Fenn, we're here gonna break down everything that just happened. And you know, honestly, like being in that stadium, like it was electrifying. Like I think we both realized that like it is going to be crazy with the amount of fans in there.
Yeah, France is bringing it. Paris here. I walked in, it's like first session, it's a morning. The stadium was packed. The crowd was into it. When any French athlete was on the track, doing the field events, running, it was like wild mayhem out there. It was awesome. It's gonna be a great week.
That's right. And so now let's go into some of the top storylines, I think, from this morning session. I know we kicked things off with that men's 1500 meter first round. A little interesting there, 3 heats.
It was,
right?
Oh man, I had so many emotions going through that thing. It was like heat 1, yards in it, American record holder. He was like 8th place, I think, with like 100 meters to go. He's running down and he's gritting. It wasn't like it was a comfortable finish from what we could see. And snuck in, I think he gets 5th, but like a 1/10 of a second in front of 7th place. That's how close he was to not getting one of those big.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of close there because if he hadn't qualified, he would have had to run the repechage rounds later on, I think tomorrow.
Good pronunciation, by the way.
Thank you, I tried my best. I tried to do my research looking at how to say that. But we did also see in that first heat, Josh Kerr, you know, he's stuck in the back for the majority of the time, but I mean, the world champ did what he knows how to do best, and he put on a kick there of the final 400 to grab that auto cue.
Most convincing win of any of the heats. Kerr looks like, yeah, he's lights out right now.
All right, heat 2, I know you already mentioned Cole Hawker. He looked pretty strong in that heat. You know, he kind of went up and was in that lead pack for the majority of the race, fell back to the middle a little bit, but then was able to kind of kick it home and grab that qualifying spot.
Yeah, similar situation where like yards kind of back. Cole was back, it was a tighter pack, but like when Cole's wheels started going, there was no question he was gonna get up into that qualifying spot. So he looked smooth, he's in, round 1, done.
And then lastly, heat 3, some big names, obviously. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, Hobbs Kessler.
I was like, I didn't even, like, Hobbs was in, he was in 2nd. Like, I didn't really pay attention to Hobbs that much because Jakob went dead last from the start and stayed there. And you're kind of waiting. You're like, when's he gonna make his move? When are he gonna start working his way up? Is he gonna wait for the pack to string out? What's going on?
Yep.
But it's like a lap to go, bell goes, and he's like maybe in front of one guy at that point. 300 to go, he's kind of boxed in and you're just like, maybe he's not chilling, maybe something's wrong. But then it's like 250 to go, it was like the light switch went on, he started making moves and getting in position, and then the last 100, he moves up, he gets into 3rd, looks left, looks right, like hard looks, so you're like, okay, Jakob's all right.
And he came through the mix zone afterwards wearing a mask, and he told reporters that he didn't want to get sick from the media. I know you remember last year at World Championships when he lost that 1500, he said he was sick. Kind of, you know, funny joke there, but overall, you know, for the most part, most of the heavy hitters advance. However, there are plenty of big names like Ollie Hoare, Adam Spencer, who's been, you know, strong for Wisconsin, you know, running for Australia. They're gonna have to run those repechage rounds tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah. There's a few from the on crew with Ollie and Mario that we'll see them again. They'll have another shot to get in. I think it's another 6 will go to semis. But man, after that, it was the big guns on the women's side.
That's right. Women's 100, we saw Sha'Carri Richardson.
First heat.
First heat, everyone was super excited. I mean, we weren't just like, there was no suspense building to go watch her. She just kicked things off and she got an easy heat win there. She looked very smooth. Other big names like Julian Alfred looked really, really strong. I know, you know, I think especially with Shericka Jackson out of the conversation now in the 100, Julian Alfred's emerging as one of those favorites for a medal, I believe. She looked very strong. And then all the Americans, you know, they all advanced through. Melissa Jefferson got 2nd in her heat and TT Terry got 1st. So looking strong, at least for USA.
All 3 Jamaicans are in. They kind of bookended it really nicely. You got Sha'Carri lead things off in there, and then at the very end, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price looking really good. I think she was 2nd in that heat. Tatalu, and I think it was like 10:87 was the fastest time of the day. And then all the top hitters were in the 10:9s. Everyone looking good, coming out that first round, running pretty well. So
yeah, overall, no real big surprises there in that women's 100. And then, you know, the other things we saw on the track and in the field, we saw some hammer throw qualification on the men's side, women's high jump qualification. And then we saw the start of the men's deck. So we already have a few events underneath their belt. Leah Neugebauer, the NCAA champion and record holder, is currently leading that. Hook 'em, right? And so that was what happened this morning. And so now we still have one more session today. That's going to be the evening session. We're about, what, 4 or 5 hours out from that now?
We're about 4 hours out. One final tonight, 10,000 meters. I'm excited for that thing. You know, it's really, one final tonight, but that leads into that 10K. But before that, you got women's 5K rounds, you got triple jump qualification, discus qualification, both on the women's side. Mixed 4x4.
Yep.
We're not going to see our boy out there.
I know that's the
Sounds
big
like,
news right
you know.
now. I mean, I'm fingers crossed maybe something somehow's wrong and he gets slotted in there on that mixed relay Quincy Wilson. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
Yep. And then after that, you got women's 800 round 1, some men's shot put, and then the final events for the men's decathlon on day 1. So action-packed day.
I was going to say, I know we're all looking forward to the rest of day 1. Be sure to tune in to FloTrack and all of our social channels and the website for all of your content surrounding the Paris Olympic Games.